My whole life, I've been Will Smith, same name as the actor. Really annoying when people come up to you and ask about the slap that happened at the Oscars.
As soon as that happened and Will Smith started trending, you must have been shaking in your boots like, fuck, this is going to be everything everyone says to me for the next 5 years. Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
Is this Lyle?
No.
Who is this, may I ask?
Will Smith. It says here that your name is Will Smith. It says here
Yes,
that
that is my legal name.
That is your legal name, and it says that you feel like you're becoming a caricature of yourself.
Yes, I really do feel like I am.
Okay, tell me about that.
So my whole life, like, I didn't start out as Will Smith. Like, my family kind of raised me as Billy. That's what I'm still called at home. And then, like, sometime in, like, first, second grade, one of my teachers started calling me Will Smith, and it kind of just stuck. My whole life, I've been Will Smith, just, like, because it's funny, you know, I have the same name as the actor. And as my life has progressed, people have just, like, come to know me as Will Smith, and it's kind of been, like, a easy slot for, like, getting into things or talking to people. And I'll agree, like, it's made social situations very easy. It's always a good icebreaker. But I'm a bit of a character. I don't know. I'm a weird fucking guy. Can I curse? Is that okay?
What?
Am I allowed to curse?
Oh, I don't know. This is not my podcast. Why do you feel like you're a weird guy?
I don't know. I've never, like, had to take things too seriously, or I've never felt the need to anyway.
Yeah.
I guess, just like my life in general, I just think it's more important to, like, have fun while doing the things that are important. So it kind of led to me just kind of having this weird philosophy of getting things done however I need to, no matter how strange it may seem. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I like just say funny things, do funny things. Okay. I'm known on my campus as also the roller skate guy, and it's kind of just like become a second persona along with that because I'm always wearing them.
So tell me more about, like, why this, I mean, why does this seem like a negative thing for you?
It's become, like, an especially negative thing in, like, the last few years because just, like, it's just, like, it sounds really stupid. It's really annoying when people come up to you and ask about the slap 8 times a day that happened at the Oscars.
Yeah. Oh, and that must have been such as soon as that happened and Will Smith started trending, you must have been shaking in your boots like, fuck, this is going to be everything everyone says to me for the next 5 years.
Yes, and it has continued to be. It was the weirdest thing because, like, you know, the few days following that stupid thing, like, every person I've ever known has, like, texted me about that because they thought it was hilarious. And as time went on, random people that I haven't spoken to in years, you know, people from high school, just like old friends, they'll text me like 3 months later and say, so how about that slap? And it has just kind of persisted.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like a strange thing that I've endured, I guess. And it's kind of weird dealing with this thing that has, like, become part of my identity, even though I don't want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm. What would you like your identity to be?
Just Will, I guess. And I've, like, in the last few months, like, since coming back to school, you know, for, like, the new school year and stuff, not that I ever, like, I mean, I did introduce myself as Will Smith quite a bit back in the day, but, like, now I'm kind of just trying to be Will. But the name persists because all it takes is a professor reading my name on the thing, on the agenda, I guess, to connect the dots. And that's what everyone knows me as already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's your life like outside of being Will Smith?
It's honestly very good. I think that I live a very good life, and it's just, like, because I've tried my best to make it good, you know. Lots of friends and, you know, good environment. Nick, who you just spoke to, one of my best friends here at school. It's funny, we're like on other ends of campus right now. But everywhere I go, it's always been Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith.
And it's almost like
Pete.
Go. No, sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want to let you finish. I want to let you finish real quick.
It's like a lot of people seem to don't actually care what I'm like. They just think it's funny that I'm Will Smith, and that has really like started to affect me in the last year or two.
What do you wish people knew about you?
I don't know. Like, I just think that like the things I do on a daily basis don't need to be sort of put under this category of being a character because I have a funny name. You know, if that makes any sense at all.
Mm-hmm. So you're starting to feel like a one-dimensional being and not like an actual person.
Yeah. Yes. Like, I guess like this is a pretty good instance of it. Like, I'll go over to my girlfriend's dorm, and then like all of her roommates will start like yelling Will Smith, and if they have people over, they'll go, "Oh my God, that's Will Smith," and they don't really care who I am; they just care about the name.
What do you wish people saw within you?
I don't know, just Will, the person that wants to talk to everybody, have a conversation with everybody, get to know somebody. I think it's important to just like on a daily basis, just be that person that will go up to somebody and start a conversation. Just be there for somebody. And I feel like I am that to a lot of people, but it has gotten to a point where a lot of people just don't care about my personal attributes, I feel like.
You said you used to go by Billy, right?
Yeah, but I haven't in probably 15 years.
Would you consider changing your name?
To Billy?
To anything.
Or just in general? Yeah, so I wouldn't start going by Billy again just because my friend group back home, you know, my best friends, we already have a Billy in the group. But I was actually thinking about once I graduate and head out on my own to change my last name to my name on my mother's side, Romeo, in honor of like my grandfather, because he was one of the most important people in my life.
Will Romeo.
What do you think of that?
I like that.
I think it's fun. It's got a nice ring to it. But, like, genuinely more important to me, it's just, like, keeping that name going. I'm the only boy in my family. I have 3 older sisters. And the only other Romeos that's a guy are, 15 hours away down south.
Do you identify more with Romeo than with Smith?
I very much associate with the name Smith because both sides of my family have stuck around back home. I have a very large family that I love very much, and they're all very supportive. So it's not like I'm changing my name just to kind of like side with one side of the family. I do love the Smith side of my family very much.
I have to ask you something. It says here that you were in the queue the other day, but you had to hang up because there was an active shooter in your dorm?
No, okay, so there was a email that went out. Our school was very ineffective at relaying information to us. So we had heard like people were just like texting rumblings about a threat in one of the complexes. I was not there. I was in the studio, which I am right now, actually doing some artwork on a monitor tonight. But the school sent out an email about a potential threat, so I hung up the phone so I could figure out what the heck was going on and like do something about it if I needed to. So that was a funny thing.
I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, the threat was apparently taken care of like immediately, but the school had no proper like precautions in place, I guess. Like, well, apparently we had cops on campus with riot shields, and the only information we had was a very poorly worded email addressed to each student about a police investigation. So it was almost appearing as if we were under investigation.
You know what?
And that wasn't just a me thing.
You know what would have made you a legend?
What?
Is if there was an active shooter and you went up to him and slapped him.
That's actually pretty funny.
Let's see, Will, any final thoughts, feelings, sentiments on your name being Will Smith that you want to share with us?
Most of my life, it was a strange blessing, and then just as I've gotten older, it's just not the person I want to be anymore. Mm-hmm. And I just think that like it's important as like I'm 20. It's important as I kind of reach this point in my life where like I'm getting ready to graduate and hopefully move out on my own, that I'm the person I want to be, and then I have the opportunity to start fresh if I need to. I think that everybody should have that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Will, thank you very much for calling and sharing, and I hope you enjoy your new life as Will Romeo.
Thank you, Mr. Geck.
Take care, man.
Have a good night. Take care.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
This is Robert Johnson.
Hi, Robert Johnson. What's going on with you?
Well, so I have a bit of a revenge story to tell, and I'm not too sure if I should feel guilty about what I did, if I took it too far or not.
Okay.
It's nothing like super dark or anything. I didn't do anything too crazy. Well, I guess chat will decide that.
Well, no, but well, that's up. Only God can judge. I think. I don't know. What's up? What did you do? Tell us what happened.
Well, so a bit of a backstory, and I'll try not to make it too depressing or anything. During lockdown in 2020, I got myself a German Shepherd puppy to help with the depression I was going through and everything.
Yeah. And
I wasn't aware that she had parvo. It's a really aggressive, deadly disease towards dogs. So I only got to have her for a couple of weeks before I had to unfortunately put her down. But, that sucks. But at least I gave her the best couple of weeks I possibly could have given her.
Sure.
So after I put her down, I came back home to the apartment I was sharing with one of my friends. He's not my friend anymore, that's for sure. But he had went into my room. He took some stuff out of there, and I confronted him about it. We got into a bit of a tussle, and he decided to call the cops on me. And he told the police that I pointed a gun at him and I had weed in the basement. Well, I never did that. If I did, I'd absolutely be locked up right now. But the apartment complex, after everything got situated, they decided that they were going to kick me out of the apartment. Even after the whole police report and everything went through, because the other guy lived there longer, they decided that I wasn't going to be the one that got to stay. And, that's fair enough. He was there like a year before me. So I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
real quick, does the dog, is that have anything to do with this roommate situation?
Kinda, sorta. It was just, he was being a real dick. Like, he knew where I was. He knew I was on edge, because I just spent a lot of money on the dog, and then I had about $1,000 worth of vet bills that I had to pay, and dog just died. And so he knew all of that was going on. I'm not too sure what... Oh, go ahead.
All right, so what I guess I still don't understand what exactly you guys were fighting about. He took stuff from your room and you confronted him about it.
So when I was gone that night, he went into my room and he took one of my Xbox controllers and one of my chairs. And I just went up to him and I was like, "Hey man, don't go into my room." I was much more angry than what I'm letting on right now. Again, I was on edge, and so I confronted him and I pushed him, and he was like, "I'm calling the police on you." And so it was me and him getting into a bit of a physical altercation after everything happened. That's just kind of how everything went down after I got home. And to be fair, I wasn't in the best state of mind. I absolutely could have handled it better if I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But after they told me that I was going to have to move out, they were like, "So since you're the one moving out, we're going to give you a couple of days." They asked the roommate if he could leave for a couple of days, go spend spend some time at a friend's house just so I could pack everything up, get out of there like I need to.
Yeah.
And so I guess the real important part, the next part, the reason I did what I did afterwards, so when he called the police on me, this was probably 2 or 3 days after the whole George Floyd incident. So I had been seeing everything that was happening on the news. This was like 1 a.m. at night. Like I had just gotten home driving back from that and all of that. And so when he tells him that I was pointing a gun at him, I had 4 officers, come into my apartment, guns pointed at me. I was like, I thought I was going to die. And that was I thought I was dead. My life really flashed before my eyes when all of that happened. Okay. And so after everything got situated, the police were like, well, this was clearly a bullshit call we got for no reason. This was very much a waste of time. And so I decided, I decided I couldn't, destroy his property. I wasn't going to break any type of laws or anything like that. I'm not going to go out slashing tires or anything like that. But what I did end up doing is over the course of 2 days, I used a Jada Stevens anal masturbator, and I collected all the lube and cum from it over the course of 2 days, and I proceeded to smear everything on. I poured it into his Xbox vent. He had like a $400 knife set. I smeared it all over there, on his towels, everything that asshole owned. I made sure that it had just cum and lube everywhere. I made sure there were a couple of pubes in there. I mean, and no one else knows about this except for anyone that's hearing it right now. This is the first time I've ever come out to say anything about it. And, I feel like I was justified in what I did, because you don't just tell the cops, this guy pointed a gun at me without the intent of trying to get that person shot. You don't just lie about something like that. I felt like he really genuinely put my life at risk. And so I decided everything he owned, everything, I did it as much as possible over the course of 2 days. And I guess really am I a piece of shit for doing that? Or was it, kind of deserved for doing that to someone?
Okay. How did he respond? Because he eventually... How does he know? Hold on. Okay. Did you just do this?
No, this was in 2020. This was like 3 years ago. This was June of 2020.
So how does he not know? Wouldn't he? If you spread cum on everything he owns, how would he not realize it?
Well, I presume he wouldn't just go around sniffing his knife, checking for cum smells. I mean, I know I certainly don't go around my apartment making sure people aren't coming on things. I guess I never really thought about that.
Okay, so you came in the vent of his Xbox. Did you come on his clothes? Like, what else did you come on?
I didn't go into his room, but we had a laundry unit in the hallway, and I just got anything that was in there. I just kind of drizzled it over like it was chocolate syrup over ice cream. Again, I collected over the course of 2 days. Like, I put it into this little bowl that I just kind of let sit there. And I know that's absolutely disgusting. It sounds horrible.
How much cum did you put it? Because it's hard to... I mean, that sounds like a lot of cum.
Well, so it wasn't all just cum. I was using the lube for the masturbator, so I would bring it out and collect the lube and cum. So I was probably, I think I jerked off probably 3 or 4 times over each day over the course of the 2 days to make sure I had enough to do what I wanted.
Yeah. And you kind of diluted a little bit of the cum with the lube to make it like a lube cum concoction in a bowl.
Yeah, I'm not a horse. I'm not pumping out gallons at a time. I'm no Johnny Sins, that's for sure.
Okay, so he really didn't notice at all?
Well, so as soon as I did that, I moved out like the next morning, and I just haven't had contact with him. So maybe he does know, maybe not. I haven't seen the guy for almost 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, so can I ask you this then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because here's the thing. If your intention in smearing cum over everything that this guy owns is to see the look on his face when he realizes it, then what was the point if he never found out? And if he did find out, then he'll probably continue to further antagonize you.
Pleasure. It's like a guilty pleasure knowing that I'm the only one that knows that I did it. You know, because if I were to tell him I did that, I don't know if there's legal repercussions connected to that. There might be, there might not. And I was trying to make sure that I'm not going to get, taken to court for, doing anything crazy like that. And so
you don't know whether or not there's legal repercussions for jizzing on somebody's stuff.
I mean, is there laws against that? Is there any laws that prevent me from doing that?
Probably.
Well, that's news to me. I mean,
all right. So listen. Back to your central question. Am I the asshole for spreading cum on my roommate's belongings?
Am I a piece of shit for what I did?
All right. Let me ask you a question. In your heart, ultimately, do you believe you're 22 years old? Okay. You're somewhat of an adult. Okay.
Somewhat. I like to think so.
Okay. You're an intelligent enough guy. I can tell. In your heart of hearts, Robert, do you really believe that the best way to handle conflict is to jizz on the other person's stuff?
I'm going to go with negative, Starkman. I'm going to say that is probably not the way you want to handle things.
It's probably not the way you want to handle things, no. Is there, in your mind, if you could go back, turn the clocks, how would you have handled that situation differently?
I would. Oh, that's I'm really not too sure because a lot has happened since then, and I know for a matter of fact I wasn't in the state of mind. But if I had the state of mind I have today, I'd probably feel a lot more guilty about it, but I'd probably still do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd feel a lot more guilt, but I would probably still do it.
Why would you still do it? I mean, look, it's 3 years ago, right? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why does the anger continue to bubble within you and spurt out of you?
Because oh God, you caught me off guard with that one. It really comes down just to the fact that I thought I was gonna die. That's it. That was 4 police officers pointing guns at you while you're crying. I was on the phone with the operator. I was calling them. I was like, "Hey, whoa! I am not a crazy person. I do not have a firearm." I take that. I don't think that's not something. I don't think anybody would take that lightly. And sure, maybe he was just trying to ensure that the police would come or whatever. But just the way he said he has a gun, he pointed at me, and he has weed in the basement. It's malicious. I feel like you don't just do that for no reason.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Did you pull out your penis and threaten to come on him, and he interpreted that as a gun?
No, my penis is far too small to be interpreted as a firearm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So listen, my official stance on this is that I don't think that you coming on all this man's belongings is going to really do anything productive for the situation. I don't think any conflict resolution expert or real therapist would say otherwise. Because it makes you feel good.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just sounds like it was a lot of work for nothing.
I was sore. I was sore the second day. It was rough.
So at the end of the day, revenge, it's a poison that attacks the person who does the jizzing as well as the person who is jizzed on. Do you agree with this?
I agree. Everything you've said so far. The more you talk, the more I look back and realize how bad it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I heard this story, and I was a person that you were going to room with in the future, I would probably change my mind about rooming with you.
But would you say it wasn't... Well, was it not justified to retaliate after something like that, though?
Retaliation, it's an interesting thing. I don't know. I think about this a lot, actually. I really do. That's how a lot of wars start, I think. It's retaliation.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I don't know. This is an interesting philosophical question being posed by you talking about whether or not it was a good decision to come on your roommate's Xbox. Retaliation is interesting because I don't know to what degree it is helpful. At a certain point, it really can only heighten conflict further. It doesn't really solve anything. It is a gut impulse that only serves the moment. It doesn't really do anything productive for any party. That's how I feel about it.
But would you say I hurt anyone doing these actions?
Well, you just told me that your penis was sore.
Well, besides me, I knew what the costs of what I was about to do. It was a small price to pay. No pun intended.
My official stance on this is going to be that I think you should find healthier coping mechanisms.
Yep, I agree. I think you're a wise man. I agree.
Okay, tell me what you're going to do next time something like this happens.
Well, hopefully it never happens again. Fortunately, I live with some pretty cool dudes right now. But if something were like that to ever happen again, hopefully I'd be mature enough to just grow up and be like, all right, whatever. I got the shit end of the stick, I guess it could be worse. I guess I would just try to look at it in a more positive light, I guess, just not try to, obviously, if something like that happens, it's going to suck. It's going to bother me. But,
right.
I'm a grown-ass man at this point. I could probably, if something like that were to happen now, I would definitely handle it different, I was 20 years old. I was depressed. I was day drinking. That was just what you could do during lockdown. I was definitely not in a right state of mind. But right now, I would say absolutely. I would handle it much differently.
Is there anything you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Hopefully you guys don't think I'm too much of a freak or too much of a bad person. I hope this was interesting. Hope you guys have a good night. I appreciate you giving me the time to talk to you.
You too, Robert. Take care.
You have a good one.
Wow, that was almost a 20-minute call about jizzing on a roommate's Xbox. Was Robert justified? Like, what? Here's the thing. What has justification ever really done for anyone? Would he be justified in a court of law? Probably not. But also, I don't know if there is a law that says that you can't jack off onto your roommate's Xbox. But also, there almost certainly is. Let's take another phone call. Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
Kaylee, it says your name is?
Yes.
How can I get you this evening, Kaylee?
Oh my gosh. Well, I just kind of wanted to tell a story, I guess, really, and get your thoughts on it, or
what?
I don't know, perspective.
Yeah. What happens?
Well, a few years back, I found out that I had a biological sister on my mom's side, half sister, and we had been kind of talking for a few years, a little bit, and then I finally spent a weekend with her for Halloween to do something, and it was just kind of like a really weird, bad experience, and I don't really know what kind of relationship I want or should have with her anymore.
Okay. What made the experience so bad?
Well, when we were talking and when she initially hit me up, she was very obviously excited to meet me, calling me her sissy and stuff right away, trying to get very close very quickly, which was pretty, I was into that a little bit. But then when I went there, she just didn't talk to me the whole time and was on the phone with people, calling people the whole time I was there. There was really not a word spoken between the two of us. And then also she was kind of I felt kind of a show pony, an accessory almost. She was showing me that off to everyone, I was on a tour of meeting every single person in her life. And she kept doing this thing where she was introducing me as her sister. And, she's just like me, but she's a stoner, which is, weird. I don't like being called that. I don't like people saying that about me to other people. I don't know. Just, I didn't like that. And then the phone thing, she just wasn't really present.
So she was on the phone all the time. She was, showing you around as she's like me, but she's a stoner. Weird vibes all around. And you are here debating whether or not you should have a relationship with her.
I don't really necessarily want to cut her off. I just, she's still now that I'm not there, she's still doing that thing where she's just texting me and being wanting to see me and spend extended time with me, and I just kind of want to let her know that I don't want to do that, but I don't really know how to say it, I guess. I want to, if I do something with her, I want it to be a plan, I guess. I don't want to just stay with her or do anything like that.
Yeah, this is hard. I don't have the greatest solution of how do you, because yes, this person's your half sister, but to me, the familial aspect of this is irrelevant, really. Because what does that really even dictate, right? Absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing.
I didn't know
Dictates
her for 20
nothing.
years.
Yeah, by the way, even if she was your blood sister, what does that really dictate? What is that? Well, oh yeah, yes, she is your blood sister, but. Well, I guess what I meant to say is, even if she wasn't in your life, blah blah blah. What really does dictate whether or not we should have relationships with people? I don't even like that word. Should.
It's kind of hard
should by
because
what?
I was raised as an only. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
It's just weird for me because I was kind of raised as an only child and I've never had a sibling before. And pretty much everyone I know has like close relationships with their siblings. So I just feel like it's something I want, you know, but it just doesn't feel great when I'm doing it.
I think the idea that you're being compelled by an illusion of what having a sister might be like, or your friends' experiences with their siblings is not compelling to me. And with the limited amount of time that you have to, in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, in a life, you should really only be spending it with people who you give a fuck about, and who you want to be spending time with.
Yeah,
regardless
I care a lot about people though, so it's like even if it's not someone important to me, I just care about their feelings a lot.
And you know what? That's sweet of you. And I think to a point that's a good trait to have. And it becomes a bad trait to have, I think. There's various opinions about this. But when it starts to come at a detriment to you. Your time is limited, your time is valuable. You don't want to spend it with somebody who you don't fucking like being around.
Yeah, it felt like a waste of time.
Yeah. And it's hard, man, because it's...
And I was just rather being around.
Yeah. It's a whole weekend, and afterwards you do feel like it's... I don't think this was a waste of time, this initial meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've satisfied a curiosity you had. So I wouldn't call it a waste of time.
Mm. That's so true.
But yeah, this is hard. I don't know how to break. How do you break up with a friend? How do you
break up with It's weird because I didn't know her for 20 years, but she knew about me the entire time, and would write these letters to me, but not send them. But then gave them all to me. It was she put a lot on me all at once, and then I was there, and it was why did she even invite me? It was weird.
Yeah. Listen,
I guess.
No, tell me what you're gonna say.
No, you first.
I wouldn't blame you if you chose to just be a little bit less available. You don't necessarily, listen, I don't know, I'm not an expert on this. To what degree you need to send some long paragraph of, I felt like this and I felt like that, and because of that I don't want to hang out with you. I don't know. If that's something you feel compelled to do, I wouldn't blame you for doing that either. But if you just want to kind of not be available when she asks you to hang out.
Yeah, it's not like she did anything wrong. She's just it wasn't fun it wasn't enjoyable at all, but I don't even know if it's supposed to be enjoyable to have a sibling and spend time with them.
I think if you're taking time to go be with someone, I think it should be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't know if it's worth a whole paragraph or anything.
Yeah, I don't think you have to do a whole ass paragraph. I think being less available is an idea. I'm trying myself lately to be more intentional about who I'm spending time with and shit, because you could waste a lot of time being with people you don't want to be around.
So true. Just because I feel like I have to be around them.
But yeah, I guess the sort of solution to this is to be a little bit less available and try not to beat yourself up for that. I know that you are very intact with other people's feelings, and it's scary, the idea that you're going to hurt them, but at a certain point you can't you can try your best to cater to everyone, but you'll fall short if you try.
Yeah, why disappoint myself? That's so true.
Kaylee, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer or to me or to God before we go?
Oh my gosh, all those people. I want to shout out my friend Jade. She's the coolest and the best, and she asked me to do that. And thank you so much. I love you. I was
Thank you,
just getting into bed, and then I heard your voice, and it was the best.
Have sweet dreams of
being more intentional with my time and doing things.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to break up with a friend. Cause, like, if you're playing it by the fucking books, and you're 100%ing life, whatever it is, maybe you would be sending long paragraphs, but I don't know if that's necessary in every situation. Maybe it's just easier to, breadcrumb yourself away, if that's what you feel like you got to do. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, wow. I'm a little bamboozled right now.
You feel bamboozled? How do you, in what way bamboozled?
Well, it's been about like an hour I've been waiting, and I'm actually on. Wow. I was almost about to lose hope. But
bamboozled. Do you know what bamboozled means?
See, I wasn't even sure if I used that in the correct way.
You didn't, but that's okay. Unless bamboozled means tricked. Do you feel tricked?
Yeah, I totally didn't use that in the correct way.
But I want to say this though. I want to say this. The way that you used it, sounds more appropriate. Like bamboozled, you used it to mean like surprised.
Yeah.
And
the
nature of the word bamboozle sounds a little more like a zany, surprise, wacky thing than like a trick or a scheme. Actually, no, it does sound a little. It does sound a little schemy. I'll give you that. I guess that's not giving you something. Are you fucking around right now with the cups in your kitchen?
Oh no, that was actually my daughter. She was playing with her toy microphone stand, and yeah, she's just chilling right now, watching her show, watching some Doc McStuffins, and right now we're just kicking it. We're vibing, enjoying our Sunday night.
So, Mitty, how can I bamboozle you today?
Okay, so lately I've been wanting to, I guess, become a little bit more socially active. I'm not really going to say that I'm much of a homebody, but besides kind of like just going to work and I guess like going to the gym after work once in a while, I really just, stay home a lot. I don't really hang out a lot with friends, or I'm not like seeing anybody at the moment, but I'm starting to feel like, maybe I should try to kind of get out there a little bit more and, try to do what humans do and, socialize.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking maybe I could, perhaps get some insight from the Geck.
Okay.
A little bit of advice.
Well, you've got a lot going on. You have a daughter. Can I ask, are you is the mother, what's your relationship with her?
So, we actually were engaged. We broke up about a year and 3 months ago. And that's actually something that I'm not really 100% over yet. After the breakup, we remained really good friends for about a year. And, so basically what happened is like, one day she kind of just like stopped talking to me. She blocked me off of all social media. And, what ended up happening was she was talking to somebody else. And, right now it's gotten to a point where like, they become serious. They moved in with each other. And it's something that like, I'm not like salty about really, because I knew it was coming eventually. I knew there was going to have to, become a day where we were going to have to like, move on. but she was just kind of like my other half. So it's like, I guess I'm just kind of like in the process of, trying to get over that whole thing. I think for the most part, though, I've kind of gotten over it, I guess.
What is her relationship like
with
your daughter? How do you guys manage your daughter together?
So me and her, we're still on pretty like good terms, I guess, when it comes to like communication. We do everything like organically. We've managed to come up with a like schedule to where we kind of get her like 50-50 and like exchange weekends.
Okay. She's really killing it with that toy microphone.
Yeah. Sorry, you probably hear her in the background.
She sounds like she sounds like Boo from Monsters Inc.
You know what? I feel like she probably resembles her quite a bit.
Funny. So okay, so this is interesting. So I mean, all right, you're divorced, so you got like half the time where you got to hunker down and be a dad, but then another half the time where you're just kind of on your own and living a regular life. And now we're trying to figure out, okay, with that half the time that we're not with our kid, how can we make more of a life for ourselves?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, in the middle of me waiting, I was actually on Bumble. I've been trying to, kind of mess around with that. I just started using that about a few days ago. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I got to learn not to interrupt people.
So, I mean, that's been going, I'm not going to say it's been going good, but hasn't really been going bad. Because, like, I feel like, with me, like, just starting to become into this whole, like, dating scene thing, I'm not really at the point where I can, feel confident with, like, trying to appeal to somebody. And, I guess, like, that's kind of another thing, too, is, like, trying to, really increase my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a work in progress.
I was just thinking about it. Sometimes it is helpful to interrupt people, but so, Mitty, I want to know, in the dating universe, when you're on the Bumbles, is it tough to find somebody who's cool with you having a kid?
To be honest, I haven't really found that out yet, because it's been like such a short time that I've been on here. And I mean, usually, most of the girls that I've talked to, like, don't really have a problem with it. I think part of it might have to do with the fact that my daughter is, like, very adorable. And in a way, I feel like, some girls might, like, gravitate towards that and think, like, okay, this guy can create, like, cute babies. So, but I mean, from my experience, I feel like, obviously there's going to be those people that, are not okay with it. The people that, want to be out, live life, go clubbing maybe. But, I guess what I'm trying to find right now is just someone I can kind of like settle down with and, maybe want to play the stepmother role eventually.
Mm-hmm. Do you, okay, so for friendship, do you not have a lot of like just normal platonic friends?
I wouldn't say that I really have like any like ride or die kind of friends. I mean, I have like a lot of acquaintances. It's just that I feel like I'm very like awkward when it comes to like getting like close to somebody. I'm the type of person that will like hang out with their parents a lot and like with my brothers and stuff, which I'm grateful to have them in my life, so I guess it like could be worse. But outside of that, I got like buddies that I'll talk to once in a while, but not really a whole lot of like, super great friends outside of family. Coworkers.
What do you do to try to make friends?
See, right now I'm at the point where I don't really know. I'm kind of introverted. Like, I don't really know, I guess. Like, I'll kind of give you an example of like why I feel like I have a hard time with developing relationships. Like, I feel like a lot of what like making friends with a guy is like when you almost like try and like talk shit with somebody, and it's like I feel like when somebody like tries to like talk shit in like a friendly kind of manner, like I get awkward because it's like I think like, and it's not even like the part of like the like conflict being involved. It's just like I think I might have like attachment issues. Like I feel like, oh, this person is trying to become like close.
Hold on. There's so much stuff here. You feel as though your
Sorry
ability...
if I'm like not making sense, by the way.
No. It's I'm trying to understand. You feel as though talking shit is this like necessary part of the male bonding experience?
A lot of from what I've experienced, I guess, maybe it has to do with like the certain like crowd that I've kind of like always been around. Because like, you know, a lot of the people that I kind of like work with and the people that have like, you know, became friends with each other, it's like, you know, they've gotten to a point in their friendship where like they can like talk shit to each other like comfortably. And it's like, you know, I'm okay with that too, but it's like I start to feel like, oh, this person's like talking shit to me now. Like, does that mean like we're becoming friends? Like, and it's
sure,
like
that can be. I mean, that can be a compelling thing for some people. But you don't. Okay, where are you meeting these people?
Well, I guess like coworkers, and
Okay.
I mean that's pretty much like the only place where I've actually like socialize with people nowadays, I guess, is like my workplace.
Do you have hobbies at all?
Yeah, I'm really big into making music, and I guess I'm pretty like involved in like the local music scene, somewhat.
That's a perfect way to make friends.
Yeah. I think that's another aspect too that you know, I've been trying to kind of be a little bit more involved in is you know, like following my passion a little bit more with this whole music thing, and you know, meeting other people in that community.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try and, you know, focus on that a little bit more. But like I was saying earlier, you know, my schedule is just so busy nowadays that I can kind of only do that like I guess once in a great while.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that time will come, and even if it's like a slow process, you know, I'm always going to keep doing it because I love doing music.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I feel like that's a perfect way to do it, whether it's you know, putting on shows or going to shows. I mean, that's a great hobby. I know you said you're calling in for advice on this, but it sounds like you're doing a lot of the things that you know, anyone you ask advice from would tell you to do anyway. You have this great hobby that is conducive to a social environment. I'll say this is the thing. I don't, with this whole like talking shit, like nothing is I guess not nothing, but talking shit is not integral to the male friendship experience. Okay. I mean, I guess like bonding. I mean, it's a popular way for people to bond over each other. Like in school, one thing that people bond over all the time is mutual dislike of the same person. It is a strong bonding thing. It's not a lasting one, but it can be a strong bond. But you're an adult, so I mean, you don't need to do that anymore. I mean, this is just bonding over shared interests. But again, you have this music thing that is, I feel like, going to compel you to be able to talk to a lot of people. And, you know, man, I think you'll be fine. I guess I don't know what your you know, the main issue you're having is.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is, you know, kind of going deeper into like the whole me feeling like I may have like attachment issues, like, you know, feeling like it's just kind of hard for me to like click to somebody in general. But that may be like, you know, more something that I kind of, you know, would probably want to talk to a therapist about maybe one day.
Yeah, that's do you have a therapist?
As of right now, no. I've been really procrastinating on trying to talk to one. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, I've just been like, you know, staying busy with, you know, what I got going on, and as long as I can, you know, keep up with this routine that I got going on with, you know, going to the gym and working, and I'm actually going to be taking up a second job here pretty soon as well.
Nice.
So,
well, we'll keep at it, Mitty. I'm sorry if this call wasn't as helpful as you wanted it to be, but
Oh no, not at all, man. Like I really appreciate you for like having me on here, and I watch your stream a lot. I work as a delivery driver, so I'm on the road a lot, so I get to listen to a lot of stuff. I'd say your podcasts and your YouTube videos and streams are probably like one of the main things that I listen to.
Fuck yeah.
So it's cool to be on here.
Hey, it's cool to have you, man, and good luck, man. Yeah, I'll say this: you seem like a good guy. You seem like you're trying to do right by your daughter and by yourself and by the world, and you know, I'm rooting for you and all that stuff, man. I think you're gonna be able to find whatever it is you're looking for, and if you don't, I mean, you got a whole bunch of great stuff right in front of you, so you have that to lean into.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Can I say one more thing to the people listening?
Yeah, sure.
So, one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of make more friends is so I could bring somebody with to go see Lyle do his thing live in Chicago. If anybody wants to go with, man, add me on Instagram. It's rdv_lobos, LOBOZ.
It's sold out.
Yeah.
They can't come.
Oh, it's sold out?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I might add a second show, but I don't know yet. But
what about Milwaukee?
No, say that again?
If there's going to be a Milwaukee one?
Yeah, I'm doing Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Is that one sold out?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. I don't know why I said
okay.
I hope it is, but yeah, come through Milwaukee. I'm doing the Collectivo or something like that. It looks like it's a cool venue. So listen, man, I hope to see you at either one of those. Don't bring your daughter. Come when your ex has her.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, thanks, Lyle. Good night, man. Say hi, Lyle.
Hi, Lyle.
Hello.
All right, have a good night, man. Thank you.
That was sweet. Yeah, I like that guy. He was a good guy. He seemed like neurotic for sure, which is a natural state for a human being to be in. But yeah, I mean, he sounds like he's doing right by his daughter. He's doing right by himself. He's trying. And that's what the show is, man. It's just a bunch of people trying, myself included. Just people fucking trying the best they can to do whatever it is they gotta do. God bless them.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not